Didn't see you there. Morning. Thanks to my second, or let's start that over. Thanks for coming to my second attempt at a live stream. It's kind of weird trying to figure out which way to look. I tried to use a good camera, but I didn't have a long enough cable, so just using the phone today. And I've got my iPad set up here on the side just so I can see if anything is happening, because I don't really expect much today, but I just wanted to try it. I put a post, I'm sure some of you saw, that I would be doing this, and there were a handful of people that said that they were interested, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, today I just wanted to try to refine my workflow for this live thing, figure out the best way to use it, the best way to do it. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. I'm still figuring it out. So anyways, I had some notes, mis apuntes aquí, for things that I just wanted to share, some stuff. And, hopefully some people will pop in. And otherwise, this will just be on the replay, which is fine too. Please leave me some notes and some comments, and like and subscribe, Natch, all that stuff. So the main thing is that I've started my series of classes through the state grant, which has been pretty cool. And last night I started a program for a class for this program called Blender, which I'm sure a lot of people know, but I had never checked out before, to make 3D. I think a lot of people use it to make 3D elements that then can be printed out, like say mugs, or I don't know, some sort of tool that doesn't exist but you need or you want. The way we're using it is more to create elements that we can then use inside of video. And that brings me to the other class I'm taking, is a class called Unreal Engine, which again I didn't know anything about before. So it's my understanding is it's more of a gaming type of program engine, but that people use it in the entertainment industry to maybe visualize live production sets, or I think you can even do motion graphics in it, but we haven't got to that part yet, so I don't understand how that all works yet. But it's been interesting. That program is pretty intense. It's definitely like learning a whole new skill that I don't know. Most of the programs that I've been learning recently have been related to my industry. So, if it's editing, a new editing program, there's a lot of similarities, a lot of overlap, and it's easy to jump into, and you have an idea of what the environment is and what you're trying to get out of it. But with Unreal Engine, it's just a whole different world, and it's really kind of challenging to wrap your head around both what it is, but also what I, as a career editor, would use it for yet. I know I'll get there, but I'm just not wrapping my head around it yet. But it's only been one class, so let's see. Blender, on the other hand, is actually a little bit more interesting to me, because I can see that, for example, if you wanted to make a bag, sew a bag, you could kind of lay it out in a 3D world, in 3D space, and see it. I think there are better programs for constructing something like that you would then tear apart. I don't know, I could be wrong, but at least I can like kind of sketch it out in Blender and see it. And I don't have a 3D printer, so I wouldn't be able to print it and see it, but at least I would be able to kind of figure out, like, okay, it should be this long and this wide, and maybe it should taper this way to these dimensions, and kind of visualize it in that way. So that's kind of cool. That one actually resonated with me pretty fast. And last night we just did two simple things. We built a skyscraper model and we built a table, just a flat plane with four legs. And I could already see like, oh, this is cool if you have an idea for some graphic thing that you want or some image you want, even if they're kind of cheesy, which, you know, with my videos here, I've been trying to keep them like anti-slick, not flashy, not heavy on graphics and stuff like that, and a little cheesy or campy. So I could totally see using Blender to create elements that would work with that. And that's pretty cool. I don't really know how I would get them out yet, but I assume you could generate them with a mask or something like that and then animate them. Or take them into After Effects maybe and animate it in there and then render it out. So that's something I'm looking forward to learning actually. And okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing that I wanted to bring up was last week, I think I kind of mentioned that I did some stuff for LA Taco, but I'm not sure that I really mentioned like or how much of it I did. So what was really cool was they contacted me to do a video almost 2 weeks ago now. And I've been occasionally been able to freelance edit for them, which has been a lot of fun. And out of the blue, they asked me if I would go cover the Halloween Hellbomb event. And I had never even heard of the Halloween Hellbomb. I guess it's been happening for years. It's by Thrasher magazine, and a bunch of skateboarders ride down a hill. They bomb a hill, and everyone is dressed up in Halloween outfits, and they set obstacles up like steps or tables, etc. on a hill, and it's pretty gnarly. It's pretty cool. I mean, it kind of reminded me a little bit of like Red Bull soapbox race kind of things. So I said yeah, and went down there and covered it, and interviewed a few people and got a bunch of video, and then came home and edited it, and then it ended up being posted on LA Taco's Instagram and YouTube. So that was awesome. That was a huge win. And that was something that I had never done before actually. So I was definitely like a little bit out of my comfort zone. It seems like the theme of 2025 has been get comfortable at feeling uncomfortable, because that's really what this whole year has been in terms of career and learning new programs, learning new skills, learning YouTube, all that stuff is just be comfortable being uncomfortable. And so yeah, it worked out. I learned a lot in that first little bit. I mean, it was a trial by fire kind of thing. Excuse me, sorry. Coffee, and I made the bad decision of eating right before I did this. So yeah, that was really cool, and I hope that there's more things like that in the future. And I've been trying to think of things that I already do that maybe I could try to set up as a story maybe, or something to contribute, because I really value their website and it's such a great resource. So that was a cool thing that happened. And the video, you can watch it on LA Taco's Instagram or LA Taco's YouTube. It's available as a short right now. And it's just, I want to say it's about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes long. Let's see. I think I'm going to be able to, it's set up as a vertical video right now, so I think I'm going to be able to set it up or reframe it back to horizontal, and maybe put an alternate edit on my YouTube. I think that will be okay. I mean, I already asked for the permission from them, so I just want to give it some time, because it was there. You know, I went there to cover it for them, so I don't want to be poaching off of that thing. So, and I'm still kind of learning the etiquette of all that stuff. What else? Let's see. So things are going forward with our planned move, working with a contractor up north. Today I have a meeting with a contractor here, and I'm starting to filter out some stuff and pack stuff up. I've been selling a bunch of stuff on eBay, which has been actually kind of lucrative, which is kind of crazy. Things like, I have some stuff right here. Things that I didn't realize would sell are selling. So this is a strange one, but these bikepacking journals, magazines, like this one I didn't even open. This is bikepacking number 4. So I've sold a handful of these opened ones that I've read already, but I just hung on to them because they're so nice. And this one looks like that might be, oh no, it's a Jones. I thought that was a tumbleweed on the cover. I've sold a handful of them already and have already offset this year's subscription cost, which is cool because that was one of the things that I was like, can I justify having this account still, or this subscription? But now that I've sold a few, it helps me to, I've got less stuff to move, but also keep my subscription going, which is cool. I do value that subscription. And then I've got this book, which I don't know if this one's going to sell. I just think this thing is so cool, but I don't really need it anymore. It's Be Expert with Map and Compass, the Orienteering Handbook. It was put out, I guess, with Silva. I've had it since I was a kid. I think it's from 1980, this version. Might be 1976. The cool thing about this one is it's got this old ad for Silva compasses in the back, but it also has this fold out topo map from Silva, and then inside it has this pocket for your learning materials so that you can do the homework. And so it includes a little paper compass, which is cool. It includes a little practice protractor, which is just like on this tissue paper, but that's kind of cool. Includes a sample of an orienteering map, and then it opens up and it has the legend, and then it has a bunch of notes on the back as well. So it's telling you what to do, how to do it. And then it has these postcards in it that you would send to Silva, or information on Silva compasses, or pamphlets on orienteering. That's kind of cool. And then this one is, you send this to the National Cartographic Information Center in Virginia to get an index and order form for the topo maps of your state. So this is kind of cool. In it, I found, I threw it away, but I found my handwritten notes from, I don't know how old I was. I mean, it kind of looked like I was probably in junior high or high school. I had gone through and done the quizzes in here. So this book has been re-released. I checked on eBay and there's a new version of it, but I don't know, this one's pretty cool, so I might try to put this up there. Maybe I should hold on to it. It is pretty cool. This other book that I'm going to try to put on eBay, because the weirdest stuff sells there. It's just nuts. This is an interesting thing. I got this when I had to be in high school. There's a picture of me. I have it on my phone somewhere. There's a picture of me at, what's this place? Medieval Times in Anaheim, and I'm wearing like one of, I think I'm wearing a Yuckmouth Band, which was a hardcore band t-shirt, and I have the crown on, and I think I'm standing with the king, and I look miserable because I didn't want to be there. But I got this book there, of course, the Museum of Torture, and it's put together by medieval times. So it was a pamphlet that they put together. It even has all the information from medieval times in the back. So when you exited through the gift shop, this was the stuff that they were like, oh yeah, your kids will like this. So it has all sorts of weird things like, let's see, about public execution. There's a creepy one, the pear. It says it's forced into the victim's mouth and widened. It's an effective gag against screams and pains. Oh, and they put it elsewhere. I'll leave that part out. I forgot about that. Spiked collar, the head crusher, the thumb screw. Man. Yeah. So this was the stuff that I got as a kid. My souvenirs from medieval times. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. So yeah, that's been kind of lucrative. I've been able to get rid of some stuff and sell some things. In fact, I think oh yeah, I just sold this on eBay. I got a pile of bags here that I'm selling. This finally sold, which I was kind of excited about because this, I couldn't believe that no one was buying this. This is an original porcelain rocket. I forget the name of it. I think now they call it like the dumpling, little dumpling maybe, through Rockgeist. But this was when it was still porcelain rocket, so it was just a welded hip bag with like a pocket inside there. And I've been surprised. I think I used it once. Never really worked. I think maybe because just the way it closed and stuff, didn't. I don't know. Just didn't really jive with it. So I've just been holding on to it. I don't know why. No real reason. And I thought that it would sell pretty quickly when I listed it a while ago, but it never did. So I've been selling stuff through my Instagram or through the BCC Slack. I think it's called Bicycle Counterculture. But then I started putting stuff on eBay, and eBay stuff is different things sell differently there, I guess, is the best way to say it. Obviously, it's a much wider reach, so I've been able to move some stuff that way, which has been nice. Um, Gives me a little bit of coffee money and walking around money. Speaking of coffee, I got some good Trastero today. Oh, here's a cool story that happened to me over the weekend. So shout out to Zach of Gravel Bike California. Put me in touch with a friend of his who needed some drone stuff done. So went to their house and took some aerial photos for them that they needed. And as I was getting ready to leave, they asked if I wanted an espresso, and I didn't realize that I looked so obviously like an espresso fan, but apparently as I pass through this life, that's what people see, and they were totally right. And so they invited me inside, and they had a decent espresso machine, not a good one, but a decent one, if you know what I mean. And then they pulled the beans out, and they had the same beans that I get from Greg at Trastero. So it was a total stepbrothers kind of moment. Did we just become best friends deal? So I think we spent as much time chatting about coffee and beans and cortados and espresso and as I did doing the drone work for them. And they're a cyclist too, so hoping to be able to go out and pedal sometime soon with them. So that was a fun. That was on Sunday. That was a fun little adventure, a fun way to start the day out. And let's see, Wander. How about Wander stuff? Okay. So it's about 20 minutes. So we'll try to do this for until 9 o'clock, I think. So Wander, yeah. So I'm currently at about 40% of Alhambra as my update. I did do a ride last Thursday on the way to see Greg Tristero, of all people, with my buddy Mike, and I crossed off some new roads, but those were outside of Alhambra, so it didn't really help me in that sense. I think they're part of Los Angeles, but we did get lost a few times, so that definitely like helped overall Wanderer. And I haven't been able to ride since then, just life and stuff, so as it goes. So I think tomorrow for sure, hopefully today, if I get a chance, I'm going to start heading to the far east side of Alhambra and working my way back. And there's a couple areas where I think I can just kind of do a lot of streets where I have not ridden at all. So it'll be a very fruitful ride. I did have some issues the last time, if you watch my video, where my routing was getting all messed up. So I did a couple things. I turned off the auto reroute, and I did turn on my alerts, but I lowered the volume quite a bit so that it's kind of a subtle beep. So that way I had a better idea of when something was coming up, and I'm hoping that that will work, but I haven't really tried that since last week, so that'll be tested either today or tomorrow. And I think that those areas that I go to will yield a good return on the effort, because it's an area that I haven't ridden in, so there's going to be a lot of roads. It's going to be a high amount of new roads, I think, in that area. And basically I'm just going to kind of set, I was thinking about for my route, I might just set a route that kind of goes around the border of that area, and that way I can see like a visual cue on my map with, and then just basically fill in all the area in between that square. That's something that I might try doing, knowing that, you know, the route that I will have laid out on Ride with GPS is incomplete, but it's just going to give me my border of the area that, because there's an area where, you know, it goes from one city to another city, so I want to make sure that I stay within the border of Alhambra. And Alhambra is kind of, I guess maybe it's kind of a wedge in a way. So I'm at the top of the city, and it narrows at the top of the city, so it's easy to go over there, do a bunch of stuff, and then it's going to take me longer as I move farther south in the city, because it just kind of widens out a bit, not a lot, but a bit. And on the farther east side of town is where I have the most miles to do, so it'll require more time to go out and do that. So that's the plan for Wanderer so far, and so far it's going good. Just a bit of the learning curve of messing up with the app and that stuff. Let's see. So I think that's pretty much the last thing. Oh, I just posted a new video today. Make sure you give that a watch if you can. It's a non-bike video. Our friend John does these neighborhood walks where he likes to learn about different neighborhoods, and so we went on a walk through historic part of Echo Park. Went up and down some old steps, and we walked through, I think it's called Washington Heights is what I recall. It's like the largest concentration of historic homes in one block or 2 blocks, something like that. It's really cool. So it's kind of the best idea you could get of what living at Bunker Hill may have been like before Bunker Hill was raised here in LA and lost forever. One of the original houses from Bunker Hill was moved from Bunker Hill over to Washington Heights, and it's still there. It's still a private residence, so it's kind of neat. You get to see it, but really it doesn't look much different than any of the other houses that are there, because they were all built at the same time. A lot of Victorians, so a lot of like I guess they're as the turrets. Um, a lot of interesting, like, I don't know, to me they kind of look like tattoo flash, like all these lattice work around windows and stuff. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it kind of looks like tattoo flash to me. Um, a lot of the houses are historical, have historical markers, and then a lot of movies were filmed over in that area too. A lot of locations. So there's the Thriller house, I think the Charmed house, but I don't recall which one that was. Um, and I think those two were like right next to each other. And um, the house that I think it was Cedar Sinai originally started as a small company or a small office. Um, that's where Cedar Sinai Hospital, kind of the roots of it, where that's over there. And then what else is there? Oh, the Fast and the Furious. There's, I think, two locations, two movie locations there. So the most people that we saw walking through the neighborhood were there to see the locations for Fast and the Furious. I didn't realize how big of a fan base that movie has. It's kind of interesting that it's because it's not a new movie. It's just it's got good legs, I guess. It's still very popular, the franchise. So there were a lot of people there taking photos in front of someone's house. I don't remember the characters that they said, and then there's a like a grocery store kind of thing that's very very famous. So that's all over there. So anyways, we did that walk, and then we went to La Sorted's for pizza, and man, that pizza was top notch, top notch. Had like hot honey. The one I got was hot honey with burrata and pepperoni. Good stuff. I keep thinking about it. And also, the pizza is super affordable. I think it was $4 a slice for a pepperoni, which in this day seems dirt cheap. I don't remember if the specialty ones were the same. They might have been a little bit more, but they're worth it. So check out La Sorted's if you're in the area in Chinatown. It's right there on Broadway, and it's a pretty cool place. So yeah, so all right. I think that's gonna pretty much wrap up this live stream. Definitely need to do things better, different. I feel like it's kind of helpful to see myself here on the iPad a little bit, although there is a lag. So I want to try to use the laptop maybe, and see if there's a better way to manage it and to see what things are happening so that there's interactions. If someone were to watch this thing live and um, be able to talk to someone, give them chats. So hopefully I'll be refining this in future. Whoops, sorry, just knocked the table. So yeah, going forward though, like, subscribe, hype, all that stuff, and I do have a couple membership levels, which I totally understand. Like, things are rough right now for everybody, but if you're into it and it helps buy me a coffee, that would be cool. It would be awesome to have more memberships. I've got a couple already, so thank you to my members. And yeah, I guess let's try this again and see how it goes, huh? And let me know in the comments. I don't know. You can roast me. That's fine. I'm here to learn. So you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? And that's definitely what this is. Fake it till you make it and all that jazz. All right. Go make yourself another cup and enjoy the rest of the day. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Boop.